love it with some passion. Rubber band and the money that keeps stacking. Got a honey who come with elite fashion. She too fine, I tell her that thing magic. You ain't a hustler, you broke, well that seems tragic. Gotta catch in the field like deep passes. I tell her plug if it's sticky, then please bag it. I need the best cause I grew up beneath madness. Need a matte burgundy mercy. Jewelry so heavy it might hurt me. Smoking extra kill, that extra seal. Whoa, Buffalo money need extra bills. Tell them eating so much I got a breakfast deal I put.
How y'all doing? We're back for another episode of the Chop Up. And y'all already know what we do around here. We're right here on Buffalo Rumblings Podcast, Vidcast Network. And I got my guys with me. We got Jeremy, and we got my boy Jay Spence. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Oh, I'm good.
You good, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm good. I just back in Buffalo. Missed the heat, but I'm enjoying being back in Buffalo. It's actually being in the backyard, staring at the trees. It's actually nice.
Oh, you in the B-Lo. You gonna get some wings or what, dude? What you gonna do, man?
Absolutely not. I'm on this healthy diet. I'm losing weight.
Oh, that's right.
Absolutely not. Did you hear how snobby he got? Absolutely not.
Yeah, got you.
Well, Rachel got you on salads. What you eating today?
Chicken. I think I had chicken, grilled chicken salad with like some weird stuff that Rachel added in. It tastes good though. So good.
You gotta say that on air.
No, I'll tell you, it tastes good.
Hey, Spence, what's good, man? What you up to?
Man, I'm chilling, cooling, man. Getting ready for the season. I'm excited. I'm amped. It's football's back. That's what the show's titled too, in a way. Well, sorta. We got everybody reported back today to Rochester, so I'm excited for. Man, I'm just we actually got stuff to talk about, like actual football to talk about. We got some fights that's gonna break out at camp. We gonna talk about the turkey burgers like they do every year. Just the regular stuff that we talk about with the Bills, man. I'm just excited, and I don't know. I'm finally. I feel like it's been a long year for me. Like I'm talking about like from last year to this year at this point, and it's just for the first time in a while, things feel good. They feel bright and happy and stuff. So I'm just in a good space, and I'm just excited for the season. I'm looking forward to the Bills being them boys and kicking it with all the Bills Mafia early September. I can't wait for the beer release. I didn't even talk about it on the code of conduct, dog. Dang.
You want to talk about it right now?
Yeah, we can. Let me I don't even think
I got you. Hey, right there. Go on and
all
get
right,
it.
So last year and the year before we did it. So this will be the third year in a row that we'll be having the beer release for the Buffalo Rumblings and what's their name? I'm so bad right now. Buffalo Rumblings and the Resurgence, collaboration that we do every year. So it's the third year that we're doing this, and the Mega Pod is going down. I will be there. Sterling will be there. Jeremy will be there. Joe will be there. Sarah, the Mafia cast, everybody's going to be there. There's going to be some more people too. I got some special guests joining us that couldn't confirm by the time we did the actual flyer, but it's going to go down. So if everybody wants to make it out, it's the day before the game, day before the home opener. It's going to be it, man. I'm excited.
Got a lot of family coming through that weekend. They're going to be out there. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, when I go out there, I'm trying to figure out how much food can I consume. Like, I want all the wings. Hey, where B at? Because me and B, we be on it. We be on them wings. But Bar Bill is calling my name. But the beer release is pretty dope, man. It's a lot of fun. Last year, we had a great turnout last year for that.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy last year. B just said too, I was talking to her yesterday or the day before, and she was sitting there saying the same thing. She was like, yo, we definitely, as soon as when I touch down, we go into Bar Bill. Let's go. Let's go.
It's become a tradition now. We hit up the Bar Bill. But there's a lot that's happened in the NFL world. A lot. Are you able to get to training camp?
I'll be out there. I'll be out there on Friday, and then I might go back Sunday. I got some content to shoot with Daver, so I'm going to be out there spectating. I'll bring that back next Tuesday, what I see out there.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be at training camp this year, man. I'm going to say that one for the September trip. But when you're there, you definitely got to plug us in on what's going on, what
Absolutely.
you're seeing for sure.
Absolutely.
It just feels good that it's all back. It feels real good, man. Feels real good. I just flew in, just so y'all know. I was out in Cali with my kiddo for the weekend doing the thing. And,
How was that?
Hey, it was nice, man. It was nice. Little tournament. Did the little Disney. Went to Disney. My boy got sunburned like crazy. But hey, Disney is expensive. Everything in Disney, they charge you to think in there. It's crazy, but it's super cool, man. The whole Star Wars thing. I don't know if y'all Star Wars fans, but it's like you're walking in Tatooine. It looks all the streets and all the it's wild. So you definitely, if you go, definitely go check that out. But
Absolutely.
Man,
keep this thing moving. Yo, let's can we get into this? So let's talk gambling. Broncos defensive end Uzurike suspended for betting on NFL games. Now, keep in mind, that list is up to 10 players. 10 players have been popped for gambling. And there's mixed reviews on this stuff. You know, some people will tell you that it's trying to keep the brothers down, you know what I'm saying, by just the temptation. Others will say you just can't be stupid. Why would you do it when you're getting some kind of bag? This guy was a 4th round pick in 2022. Most notable names, you know, Calvin Ridley got popped with this last year. So when you get popped for gambling, that's an automatic year. What thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Spence. You were animated about this in the chat.
well, no, I just think people and by stupid, I mean this in the most disrespectful way I can say it. Like, I just think people are stupid. Like, did we not see Calvin Ridley get suspended for an entire year? And then even before that, I mean, do you need people to tell you what not to do at your job? Like, really? Like, I feel like we all know what to do to get fired. You know, like, you go to work and it's like, okay, I know how to keep my job and I know how to get rid of it. And this is one of the fastest ways in the NFL to sit out an entire season. You want to lose an entire year worth of pay? This is the fastest way to do it in the NFL. You can unfortunately, in the NFL, it's not right. You can beat your wife, miss 4 games. In the NFL, you could get a DUI, miss 4 games. NFL, you could do miss 4 games for the first time offenders. Second time, then it goes up to like 6 to 8. Then after that, then it might be the season. But gambling, they will sit your ass down for the entire year. The entire year. So at some point, it's like, look, y'all just need to bruh, like, I just don't get it, man. Like, okay, if they tell me straight up, yo, don't gamble or you fired. If you got to gamble that bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to gamble that bad.
And the crazy thing is, like, you think you're not gonna get caught. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what makes your name's tied to this? It's just dumb. It's just stupid.
You know what I do? I text you. I would text you. Hey, yo, Sterls, man, I'm about to Zelle you $1,000 or $5,000, $10,000.
Yeah.
Place this bet for me, bro. Like, it's not rocket science.
There's like 2 sides to this, and like, just speaking on the players, like, bro, like, you can't be that dumb. Like, you got a rule. There's ways around it, and I'm not advocating to bend rules or break them, but like, there's ways around the rules of gambling where, like, you can send it to a family, your mom, or maybe not your mom, your brother, or whatever. Like, the problem I don't like the rule itself. Like, you advertise, the sports industry advertises gambling for half the season. That's a lot of their money, right? So, like, I don't like the rule itself, but like, it's a rule. Like, just figure out a way around it or don't break them. I don't understand how people keep getting caught up in this, like John Morant, like, brother, like, you've given like two chances, brother. Like there's so many different things. Like, just don't do what they're telling you not to do at that point. Like, I don't get it. Like,
hey, some people got to be about that life, no matter what the cost is. That's the problem.
And that's what I'm about to say about John Morant. My thing about him is, it's like, you're not even the person you're trying to portray yourself to be.
Facts.
Shout out to my man Dan Frederick. He said, how you took it down from me,
Oh,
though.
go ahead.
How does anyone get away with any real crime these days with phones and modern technology? and I mean, I sense everything that I'm picking up what he's putting down here. Like how I just don't understand how anybody is not smart enough when you have this type of situation. Like you go, and I don't even know what the guy who got suspended, I don't even know what his salary was. But like, if I'm a player like Calvin Ridley or the guys from Indianapolis that got caught that too long ago, and I'm not, dude. People go their whole lives trying to get out of their situations to make it to the NFL, to make the salaries that some of these guys make as minimum veterans, and you're gonna put that on the line to bet $500 on a game,
Yeah,
or whatever. I'm sure some of these
I'm
guys.
guessing
bet
it
big
wasn't
money.
$500, but
Oh, no,
like, I know what you're saying.
You know
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, and to think that, I mean, you're gambling, so there's no guarantee that you're going to win that money. It's not like you're making an investment. Like you probably going to lose, right? Gambling is built to lose.
I would
The odds are
assume
stacked against you most of the time.
I would assume that there's many more players, and the only ones that got caught were ones that won. I would just assume that, because like then you're getting paid out the money, and there's more like traction of where the money went and how it went. Like I would assume that the ones that got caught are only ones that won. I would just guess that. The rest, I'm guaranteeing there's a lot more that just didn't get caught because they lost or did it smartly or however. But I would assume the ones that got caught won money.
Hey, you know, the NFL, they're going to find you. They're going to find you. So I think if you gambling, I think they're going to get you. But like Spence said, man, after watching Calvin Ridley take that year, like that should have just put the end to it right there. Like, why do it? It just don't make any sense, man. People stupid. I mean, let's be real. People be doing some stupid stuff all the time, man. I would love to say some more expletive terms on that, but you know, this is a family show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep it G. But folks, dumb, man. You can't be gambling. But you know, as we talk about the dinero, there's a couple players in the NFL, man, who signed some. Evander Kane owes a group of people I know in Buffalo gambling ring about $600K. So basically, Daniel, what you're saying is
wait, reportedly.
Yeah.
Sources,
that might not be
sources. Can I get the sources on that? Because you're trying to.
No, I mean, you could talk about it. I just want to because I don't want like somebody to tag to take that and say on the chop up it's been reported. So reportedly,
per sources, according to Jay Spence the King says.
No.
Hey, it sounds like the beginning of a Jordan story or something like that. $600K. But if it's like that, if you gambling that kind of money and you ain't paid up, they're gonna get you.
Michael Jordan. He meant Michael Jordan.
They're going to get you. So, whatever.
Clarify that.
Yeah. We don't even talk about hockey on this show. So, but speaking of getting the bag and getting yours, did y'all see? Like, you know what? Let's talk. This one just came through, and then we'll get to Saquon. But did y'all see what Justin Herbert just signed for, man?
Yeah. Justin
Herbert just got the bag. He signed a 5-year deal worth $262 million. I think 100 of that is on signing.
You know what I like about that?
What'd you like about that?
That his is 5 years, 200. What is it? 60 what? Or
262.5 million
for 5. We got Josh for less than that for 6. Huh. And this is the first year that Josh is starting to really eat up that bread like that. I just love it. I just love it. We got Josh on a discount until we win that Super Bowl. We're going to have to re-up him. But I'm okay. I'll take this. I'll take
it. And you know what the crazy thing about that is that Joe Burrow's next. So you know Joe Burrow's is going to be more than his.
He'll get more, yeah. He'll reset the market.
And the glorious thing about that all is like, how you going to re-sign T. Higgins? How are you going to re-sign Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase will get re-signed. T. Higgins is not.
I'm just saying, like that, they're going to be up against the cap. How you going to do it?
I say at this point, you get Dion or you get somebody like that, go call T. Higgins and do the Suge Knight thing. Come to Buffalo. Just do it.
My question.
Go ahead.
My question with this is like, at what point are the quarterback contracts going up every year going to stop? Because at some point, they're gonna have to cap out on what they keep giving these quarterbacks, or else they're gonna eat up a lot of, like, they already eat up a lot of the cap, but like at some point it's gonna be like, okay, well, you're not gonna keep resetting the market every year after that. All these great quarterbacks when they get their contract offer, like I don't know. I would guess, like, do you think that, what quarterback do you think, like Trevor Lawrence, you think that he's gonna reset the market again when he gets his bag?
I don't think Trevor Lawrence will, but I think Joe Burrow will. Joe
I
Burrow's
he
about
will.
it's about to be an insane bag, and I'll be honest with you. There's a couple young guys around the league that they might not be as good, but I think the potential is there that teams might, like, for instance, if we see any real improvement this year and next year in Chicago from Justin Fields, I think the way that they're investing in him, they're saying that they believe in him, they'll give him the bag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they make the playoffs and he throws for 3,700 yards this year, I know that's like, but he gonna get a bag. Like, I'm just telling you, like, they so thirsty for a quarterback out there.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
And then Patrick Mahomes not gonna be okay with being the fourth, fifth best paid quarterback. So they're gonna have to redo his deal.
But see, I don't know. Like, he's on a 10-year deal, and you know what I mean. I don't know. I feel like he shouldn't have signed that deal in the first place.
You might as well give these quarterbacks, Josh, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow. If you're gonna keep, you might as well give them a piece of the team. If you're gonna keep like resetting the market this much, and like, you might as well just give them a percentage. Like, it's hard to like build a team if half of your contracts is gonna be a quarterback contract. It's just, at some point you got to say, like, okay, well, our salary cap is going up, but we're gonna have to cut the quarterback costs. And I want all quarterbacks, I want all players to get their bag, but I just, at some point they're gonna say, hey, like, this is the top, and we're not going above this. It's got to be Mahomes, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, I mean, these guys are getting the bag. So, I mean, look, I'm okay with sign everybody, give them all bags, because then, you're going to be feeling what the Bills are feeling right now, where you can't re-sign all your players. Like, you're going to have to make some calculated decisions. And that time is coming for the Bengals, and they can sit there and talk all they want. And I give them kudos. They good. Like, as the Bills, we're looking up at them in some way, right? The Bills got to prove it. And it's a different story when you're playing with that cap. So I can't wait to see what Joe Burrow's contract going to look like, because it's going to be crazy. You got someone that, Spence?
No, I think, man, I just think when you're talking about Joe Burrow's bag, it's going to be so different, because the way he's talked about and the way that he's viewed, people view him as like the guy in between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. So if you're gonna give this bag to, a quarterback that barely was able to sneak into the playoffs for the first time, and I like Herbert, so I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm saying, like, he's getting that. You got a guy that took his team to the Super Bowl in his second year, or like after his knee injury, with no offensive line, before he had both receivers, and before he took them to. I don't know. I think his is going to be something that we haven't seen. You're talking about groundbreaking, richest contract of all time so far. It's definitely about to be his. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And then on the other side, we talking about these running backs now. Saquon just signed a 1-year deal that's going to pay him up to $11 million, and it's like, you got some people, right? He's taking the L on that. He's taking a big L on that. So he's getting, I think the parameters of that contract, he's getting $10 million, 11 million, and he's getting some incentives on top of that, with 990,000 guaranteed or a signing bonus, something like that. And it's just like, man, like, people are sitting here acting like he just won. Like, he did not, because the franchise tag was 10 mil. So you're going to give him an extra mil and some incentives that he was already going to crack anyway for another $1 million or $2 million?
Dude, he had 22 guaranteed offered to him in the season. 22 guaranteed offered to him in the season. And now great, it's 1 year, it's a deal. But nah, like, you took that L, bro. Like that,
But the L was taken. Yeah, go ahead. The L was taken when they couldn't come to an agreement. That was the L at that point, because as of right now, he was going to play or either sit out or play on the tag, right? So like the L came when they couldn't come to an agreement. This tag, at least he's getting a little bit more money than what he was like. He was going to get 10 million, I believe, from the tag. So at least he's getting a little bit more. I do think the L came at when they couldn't come to the agreement in offseason.
I think this is an L for him and an L for the running back position in general. Because now, if he had to take that price, Dalvin Cook he's not getting the contract that he's asking for.
Oh,
then what do you think Ezekiel Elliott thinks he's gonna make? He ain't making jack. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, and I mean, I'll take it like that. At that point, yeah, go out and Bill's Brandon, call James' brother and see if Dalvin wants to come up to Buffalo, because we can afford him now if this is what it's going for.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because they were doing all that politicking, and I felt like it was gaining leverage, gaining momentum, right? And then you're gonna sign that deal like that. So now, what does Josh Jacobs do? Right? Like he gonna have to just go ahead and just sign the deal now. I mean, I think all the leverage that you once potentially had, as a running back standing together, I think it's done now. I think you gotta take that deal. You gotta take it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, shout out to Sarah. She said the Zoom call didn't seem to work. The thing is, first of all, hilarious. But the thing is, the Zoom call wouldn't work. There's nothing that they could do. I don't care how they choose to band together and how they choose to we're gonna boycott. Go ahead, boycott. Do whatever you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all signed that CBA. Jerry Ostrowski talked about it so wonderfully, like last week on both Code of Conduct and on Line the Game. And he talked about the collective bargaining agreement and what they accepted from the owners. And it's like everybody was celebrating that we weren't going to miss any football and that they weren't going to test for marijuana or whatever it was. It's like they took these little victories, and then now when it comes time for the stuff that's really important, y'all taking these L's again. And look, I think what needs to happen at some point for running backs, they need to change what the rookie deal for those guys needs to be. A 4-year deal with the 5th-year option is not fair when it comes to running backs. Yep. It should be a 3-year deal for rookie running backs. Give those guys an opportunity to get out and make money while they're in their prime, as opposed to being on a rookie deal for that entire time and then being able to be franchise tagged twice. That's the problem. Give these guys an opportunity to get one contract. I guarantee a bunch of this crap, that as far as like complaining and everybody fighting, a bunch of it will go away.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I don't think it doesn't matter if you guys wanted to sit out a year or two. Like, I don't think the owners care at that point. They're going to go get another running back and just have it fill in. Are they going to do as good of a job as you? No, but there's going to be a lot of running backs sitting out if they choose to go that route. They didn't really have any leverage. That's the problem. The running backs just don't have any leverage.
Yeah, and speaking of leverage, we got rookies signing fully guaranteed deals. Top rookies. Man. So you got C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson. These guys are signing fully guaranteed deals.
One of them will be a bum.
Right.
One of them will be a bum.
That's the thing, man. I think it comes down to DeMar Smith. He's the head of the union. They got to do a better job at the bargaining table, man. Because this running back thing, like, it's his job, it's their job to be kind of in the forefront of this stuff, seeing what, the projected trends and stuff like this. They got to do a better job because, you're going to have, 5-star running backs in college or in high school. What are they going to start switching positions, the defensive end or linebacker now? Because the running back position at this rate will die. I mean, you'll always have people play it, but I think your best athletes, you're not gonna see many Saquons anymore. I think if it continues this way, they're gonna start playing different positions.
It's gonna be,
and then what happens?
I think it's gonna be more of the transition is gonna be from a Saquon, Derrick Henry to a Debo Samuel's, CMC. You're gonna have to play receiver. You'll get your bread if you're also playing receiver. Like if you're playing a lot of slot and motioning, and because it's a passing league.
But I guess that's my issue when it comes to Saquon, because now, Grant, he wasn't the team's leading receiver by any means, obviously, right. But he was active in that role, and I mean, he I think I gotta look again. I think the number was like 72% of the offense or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, Yeah, you're right. I'm agreeing with you 100%. It's going to go towards that Deebo Samuel trend where you're going to see these guys say, well, no, I'm a receiver. I'll line up in the backfield and run somebody over, but I'm a receiver. And they'll want to be paid like that. That was the whole thing that Le'Veon Bell was trying to say a few seasons back. It didn't work out for him. Yeah, it started there. He was the first one to kind of go through this on this scale. And I don't know, man. I think so. First, to answer Jeremiah's first question, I don't think the quarterbacks will ever stop being reset every year. I think every single season now we're going to see some quarterback reset the market, whether they deserve it or not.
Yeah.
So that's first.
Unfortunately.
And then when it comes to these, and then when it comes to these running backs, I think nothing's going to change here either until I don't even know when the next collective like how long is the collective bargaining agreement good for?
3, 4. I think it's 3 or 4.
I'll find out. Keep going.
So, depending on how long that's good for, I just think they're going to have to deal with it because this is new. This is a fresh bargain agreement. So they're going to have to deal with this for a few years. And when it's time to go back to the table, this needs to be something that's at the fore. They can change the game for injuries, which is good, but they take a lot of the stuff that we love about the game out of it. They took a lot of the hits that we love, a lot of the plays that we love, a lot of the blocks that we love, a lot like just taunting. You can't even look at somebody if you smack them too hard. You know what I'm saying? So they take all of that out, but they can't improve the game for the people who actually play it. I just have an issue with that.
Well, here we go. So let me throw this in there. The current bargaining agreement right now ends in 2030. So
see what I'm saying?
You're done.
You got 7 years of this.
You're gonna stick a fork in you.
Hey,
you're done.
You know what I mean?
I knew this would happen. But, okay, so every positive, there's going to be a negative taken out of it. You want the quarterbacks and the number one receivers to get paid what they're getting paid, and all this and to keep resetting the market, and the wide receivers to keep getting their bread. There was somebody that was going to take a hit, and unfortunately, it starts with Saquon. Saquon should have got his contract. I'm not debating that, but it's starting with Saquon because now the running backs as a whole are going to take that hit from what the quarterbacks and the receivers are getting. It's just. Is it unfortunate? Absolutely. And it's just the direction that the league is going in.
You know what it's going to take?
So
it's going to take, I'm sorry, just real quick. It's going to take a Patrick Mahomes type player at the running back position.
Yep.
So it's going to take a generational talent that we have not seen at running back since like Barry Sanders, like just something insane like that for a team to say, oh no, this dude is worth it. And we're going to keep. So maybe Bijan Robinson is that. I don't think he is. Like I think he's very good. I don't think he's
carried to a Super Bowl type
thing.
But you're going to get a team that's going to come along one of these years because it always, that's how it happens. Like it's a running league, and then you get the greatest show on turf to come along, and then everybody wants to pass, and then Peyton Manning. So now it's a passing league. You're going to get that team that goes back to old school, smash them off football with good defense. And a great run game, and the running back is going to get like it's going to be a record year. He'll get like 2,000 and with 17 games now, so he'll get like 2,200 yards on the ground, and people then people will look at contracts differently. But no,
my question is like with the Derrick Henry, he had a year like that where they went. Derrick Henry was running for. They had a literally pro style offense with AJ Brown getting a little bit of love every now and then, and I believe he led the league in rushing yards 2 years ago, and then they made it deep in the playoffs. But like, it's gonna take a Super Bowl win from one of these running backs for coaches to be like, okay, we can start doing this with running backs and having an offense like this, and we can pay this running back. I think it'll take, or at least be getting to the Super Bowl.
So here's the kicker: each team, so the NFL. Their revenue and the positive is $18 billion a season.
You see how ridiculous
2021, it was $12.2 billion. Last year was $18 billion, and it keeps going up. So you split that by 32 teams. Was that $560 million per team? You can't pay running backs. And that's why. Look, I'm a fan of the league. But you can't tell me that the NFL is in modern day slavery. You just can't tell me that. I'll die on that. And people may disagree. And I get these players have a right to play. They sign up to do it. But at some point, you got to realize and understand what capitalism really is. Just think how much $18 billion split up between 32 owners. That's a lot of money. And you can't pay running backs.
It would be interesting to see what they do pay a year, like to everybody, to see what kind of like net gain they have. Like, yeah, I've heard Mavericks owner sometimes talk about like they make a lot of money in the NBA, but he's taking losses. Like he said, like half of the years he takes losses, and so it's just interesting. It'd be interesting to see what kind of revenue the owners of the NFL are actually making. Obviously, they're going to be making a lot of money, but it would be interesting to see that.
And I'm not saying pay every running back, but the elite ones, pay them. I think there should be a clause in there where, they figure it out in terms of the cap where you can pay your top players. But that's for another day. I mean, we could beat this one up to death. I mean, we know, the NFL can be a fickle beast. It could be a fickle beast. On to other news. And you guys probably saw this in the news today. LeBron James' son, oldest son, suffered cardiac arrest on Sunday. From the reports, it sounds like he's back at home and on his way to recovery. But man, that's sad. That's sad to hear. Even though he's on his way to, they haven't really released a lot of information yet. But an 18-year-old kid just is going to USC to play basketball. Anytime someone suffers cardiac arrest is sad.
I don't understand like what he's 18 years old, and the same thing with DeMar Hamlin. He's 24, and I don't understand what's going on. There's so many kids nowadays, young athletes that are in great shape that are getting that this is happening to. Bronny James is probably in the best shape of any. He gets trained by his father. He gets health care on a daily basis, and he probably puts hundreds of $1,000s into his own health benefits. And like, I just don't like. It makes you ask questions, and I won't get into that, but it makes you ask questions about what's going on, man.
It makes you wonder. But again, people have been having cardiac arrests since the beginning of time, right? So you just never know. And I think there might be factors that are in our society today that maybe amplify that a little bit. But man, I hope the kid gets well. My son follows Bronny James. Like my son loves him. I don't know if he's going to play next year. I mean, again, the details aren't out. But man, if you guys, thoughts and prayers for Bronny, that would be dope. I want to see the kid play. I want to see him succeed. I'm a big LeBron fan, so I want to see. And the one of the things I love about Bronny is everybody's doubting him. Everybody's already doubting him already. So I hope he beats this, gets strong, and continues doing what he's doing because I think the kid can hoop. Now we talked about we talked about this a little bit last week about the Netflix show Quarterback. Now, this is a show on Netflix that's produced by Peyton Manning. I believe he's the executive producer, so whatever role that is, Next season, Josh Allen. Now it's alleged. I don't know if the validity of this. It's I believe true. It. It's not true.
No, it's not true. I said that in the text when I sent it. By the way, I'm just saying.
But we could talk about it. Yeah. Allegedly, I mean, we'll see what happens. But Josh Allen, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, that would be dope. I would like to see that.
I hope.
I don't know if for those of you out there who haven't watched it, but like you kind of become a Kirk Cousins fan, like, and you like Marcus Mariota. You know what I'm saying?
I would implement CJ because I want to see a rookie. I would implement CJ Stroud for Daniel Jones and then keep the other two. That would be my core three.
Oh man. Why the Giants pay Daniel Jones? You know what's funny? There was a survey that came out today. I don't know if y'all saw this, but it said the smartest NFL fan bases, the Giants were last on the list. The Bills were number one. Did y'all see that? Gambling.com did a recent survey about the smartest fan bases. Bills Mafia came in number one, but Daniel Jones, man, a part of me doesn't like Daniel Jones now because the whole Saquon thing. Saquon, we were talking about him earlier. 1,600 yards of total offense, yards from scrimmage from just Saquon alone in that offense. It's crazy. You pay Daniel Jones what, $48 million? this season, a year, and you can't pay Saquon, boy. That's rough.
They're not making the playoffs without Saquon, but they pay
Right.
Daniel Jones. Okay.
But if they keep Saquon and they still got their quarterback, they did their job, right?
If that's how you okay.
I'm just looking at it from an unbiased. Obviously, I'm taking
No,
it
from an unbiased
side.
from an unbiased standpoint, I feel like then they're still wasting money. If you could have got Saquon for 11 million, you could have got Daniel Jones for less than the 40+ million that he's getting too. Take some of that off of that salary and go get another receiver for him or something like that.
That's fair.
But I mean they're wasting money, and I thought just I had raving reviews for Joe Shane, like I still do. I still think he's a smart GM. I still think that Brian Daboll is a great coach, but I just think that they completely fumbled this entire situation. Like this entire situation. You got Saquon for 10 or 11. Okay, cool. You're right there. From an unbiased perspective, business standpoint, yeah, I got that man on a bargain technically. You pay Danny Dimes. And I don't even know why we call that dude Danny Dimes.
Do we know the details of Daniel's contract? I would assume that
40. I think it's 40 million a year. I don't know if it's quite 48. I can look it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's somewhere up there.
What I'm blanking. The amount of money that he gets no matter what. I'm blanking on the term.
Is 104 guaranteed.
Okay, so
60 million, 36 million sign-up bonus.
And 104 guaranteed. So he's gonna get half of that this year. So I would assume that they're paying him for a short term, and the guaranteed like 50 million guaranteed after this year is not that bad. Like you can get rid of Daniel Jones for that at some point if you want to give up your guaranteed money. Like guaranteed money, he didn't get that much is my point. And like so his contract for this year sucks. It looks bad. But for like years down the road, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, but look who you're paying. Like he's buns.
But you're paying him for this year. You're just paying him for this year.
It don't matter. He's buns.
For this year, I'm not paying somebody.
What are we talking about here,
dude? You guaranteed him 104 million for. He's not worth it. Even if it's just for this year, he's not worth it. They could have got rid of that dude and let Tyrod start, and the team would have had the same record that they would have this year.
I'd rather pay Fitzpatrick in this.
I like Tyrod
than pay Daniel Jones.
Yo, Tyrod, y'all be throwing shade on my man Tyrod.
No,
I'm gonna tell y'all. Well, I'm just saying, I'm gonna tell y'all gonna look at Tyrod's numbers and y'all compare him to Jalen Hurts, and tell me whose numbers.
I didn't see that.
Go and look at it. Everybody's
really comparing Jalen Hurts to Tyrod.
So I don't hold Jalen Hurts.
You want me to send you the statistics?
I've seen it.
Could you?
They're
Could
similar.
I absolutely can, and I will. Because what I'm saying,
statistically, the rushing stats alone, kind of, in my opinion, puts him above Tyrod. I mean, I think Jalen Hurts is a better thrower of the football. Like I'm a Tyrod fan, but I'm not going to put him up there with Jalen Hurts.
They were close, Sterling. I'm telling you, the numbers are very similar.
The stats may be similar, but I think we look at stats in a vacuum. I mean, Jalen Hurts and Tyrod are not on the same playing field.
I'm not trying to make the comparison to say that they're on the same play. I don't think Tyrod is better than Jalen Hurts or on the same level.
Okay. Right.
What I'm saying is the way that we talk about him and the numbers that he has put up, if you compare him to numbers that Tyrod Taylor has put up, they're very, very similar. And I'm not talking about just passing.
Has Tyrod ever had a team like Jalen had last year?
No,
no.
And that's my point. You give Tyrod that team, and I think he does even like check your phone. I know we're on live. Check your phone and look at the graphic I just sent you. They're very similar as far as numbers.
I don't hold Jalen. That's my thing. I like Jalen. I think he's a great leader. I think that's the difference between him and Tyrod. And that's a non-statistical category. I think he's a better leader. I don't hold Jalen talent-wise into this category that people want to put him in. I think that his leading ability raised him up a little bit more.
I see Sterling laughing.
Really similar after 44 games. Very similar. Jalen has a much better squad. Jalen Hurts has the best offensive line in the league. You got two of the best wide receivers in the league, right? I mean, let's be,
good running back crew
in the bottom half of the top 10 or whatever. You got, I mean, and then saying, what helps a good offense is a good defense, and they got one of the best defenses in the league.
for the same amount of games with a lesser offense, because Tyrod never had an offense like them Eagles got, right?
Not
Tyrod
close.
has
Not even close.
He has 7 more touchdowns. He has 3 less interceptions, a better passer rating, and he's only short rushing yards by 300 yards. Y'all gonna quit putting disrespect on my guy. I think Jalen Hurts is the real deal. I'm not saying he's not, but the way people talk about Tyrod, like he was just like the most trash quarterback. I can't stand the disrespect. Like
I'm not saying that. I do think Daniel Jones right now, with the growth that he's had under Dable, is better right now than Tyrod Taylor is.
So let me ask you a question. So would you take prime Tyrod Taylor over prime or Daniel Jones right now?
Daniel Jones right now with another year of growth under Dable, I don't know.
I'd take Tyrod.
Daniel Jones can run the ball. We act like Daniel Jones didn't run the ball.
I'm not saying Daniel Jones can't run the ball.
He can run the ball. I think he runs and is underappreciated and underrated there. But he can run the ball. But $40 million. What I'm saying is, you could have got that guy for 25. If you're going to pay,
if they could have, you don't think he would have? You don't think they would have? You think they just threw $40 million like this year?
Let him walk. But that's what I'm saying. Let him walk. The numbers that he puts up, I could get the same production from Tyrod Taylor. I'm not saying Tyrod's a better quarterback. What I'm saying is the numbers that he's going to put up as quarterback. Look at what was his numbers last year? I don't even know what his Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones last season had 3,200 yards passing. Well, I got it right here. He had 3,200 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Tyrod Taylor can't give you 3,200 yards with that team.
I think that's exactly what Tyrod gave you. But like with the exception of Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is loved in that locker room as well. Like
Tyrod was too.
Not in that locker room.
Everywhere he goes. Tyrod is loved, bro. I'm just telling, and I'm not. Look, again, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parades here. But what I'm saying is, if you're talking money, you're saying unbiased money business talk, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying for the same production that he's gonna give me, I can pay somebody probably $35 million less than the Tyrod Taylor and get the same production. That's bad business. And I don't know who Rashad Anderson is, but I mean, it's fine for you to think that, King.
Right.
I'm not even going to be mad at you about that. You can think that. I'm okay with you thinking that.
And he's watching us.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not even mad.
All good though.
Yeah, I appreciate you, King.
Hey, that's a good debate though. That's a good debate. It's a good debate. That's a very good debate. And as we go to the last half of the show, fellas, we had an injury coming from.
Sorry, I had to throw this up. Yikes! Yikes!
Oh,
but he
man.
would be.
I don't know.
He would be.
No, he wouldn't.
He would
be. He needs a running quarterback. Bear can't run.
Spence had a tweet one day. The man had a trash bag. He put Baker's number and name on the trash bag. I'll never forget that.
I was like, yo, my Baker jersey came in the mail.
My first episode with Spence, we literally spent 15 minutes talking shit about Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. He hates Baker, but Baker is trash, though. He's trash.
Cheeks, man.
He's trash. But apparently the Bills are trash, too. But Nyheim Hines. So, now, listen, I'm not being a jerk, okay? But Nyheim Hines reportedly was injured on a ski-doo. Someone ran into him on a ski-doo. Like, what?
I don't think.
Anterior ACL? Like, how would you want to be? Let's live in the.
Yo, I can't stand. Jerry, I can't. I don't think that happened.
That's my personal opinion. I don't know nothing, but like, bro, like the story. If I'm gonna make up a story, I'm gonna say I was working out. I turned right, and because then I'm gonna get paid. At least I was working out. I'm still gonna get paid. Like, and I feel super bad for Nyheim. I wish him all the best. Like, I don't know if sitting on the Sea-Doo and then got hit with another jet ski was the best story that I would have gave, in my opinion.
So let's play a game called I'm gonna call Brandon Bean. So Nyheim Hines calls Brandon Bean and he's like, "Yo, bro, hey, I gotta tell you something, Brandon. Brandon's like, what's up, big dog? He's like, I just got hit by a skidoo. I tore my ACL. What's Brandon being like? What? Like, how does that happen?
To be honest, Brandon was probably this is desensitized to his injury, and I'm really sorry about his injury. Like Brandon B was probably happy because now he don't have to pay him the money that, like, all the money that because you got injured doing something that technically you're not supposed to be doing.
You think they're gonna give him? You think he'll get the injury settlement?
I think he'll get he'll get like a partial of his money. He's not going to get it all because they don't have to. Like, that's the NFL. Like, they don't. You got injured doing something that isn't football related. Like, that's why, in my opinion, I'm calling Brent. Like, I was just working out. I turned right to go catch a ball. I tore my ACL. That's the story that I'm giving Brandon B, whether he wants to believe it or not. And then you're doing a football related injury and you get all your bread. That's how I would have handled it. But like, I don't know if that story obviously, I feel like he was riding the jet ski and got hurt. But
hey, we weren't there, so we can't say.
That's just
but if you're the guy, the alleged guy on the other skidoo, and you hit little tiny Naheem, like, how you feel right now? How you feeling?
He probably hurt too.
You just ended that man's season because you how you gonna hit somebody on a skidoo though? Look, Spence got something to say. He ain't gonna say it.
No, you know me. I'd be trying to be careful. I like Naheem.
Yeah, for sure. We all like him.
He was on the code of conduct, so I consider him somebody that is a friend of the show. I don't want to. But in reality, man, it's the same way. Like, I love Gabe, but I talk about Gabe. So it's the same thing. I'm going to talk about Naheem. It's just not smart. We just got talking about these guys being dumb gambling earlier. Naheem is the same type of dumb, with all due respect, by gambling his career away. Like, there's a reason why they put those specific things in your contract.
Yep.
Like ski jets and, whatever else. Like, there's a specific reason why they say certain things specifically in your contract. Yep. So, again, I'm with Jeremy. So if that's the case, okay, it's in my contract. I was doing it anyway. All right, nah, man, I was working out. I was
squatting
running.
550.
I was sprinting in the sand. I was working on my agility and speed, sprinting in the sand, and I fell on I don't know. You know what I mean? But there's no way in the world I'm going to tell him I was on a jet ski and another one ran into me and somehow the handle went through my knee and it just don't even make sense.
Yeah,
I
feel bad for him, and I want him to get his bread. That's the reason I'm saying these things, is because I want him to get his bread. It's very sucky situation when you go into a season, you're gonna have a lot of probably more of a role than you had last year, and now you're injured the entire year and you're not gonna get your bread. Like, that sucks. And I feel
Jeremy, don't act like you don't see this comment up here.
Yo, Daryl, shout out to my man Daryl. Man says he was. Why you keep taking it down, Sterling? You gotta read it. He said, man said he was sitting and still got ran over in the ocean, the whole ocean. Was Stevie Wonder driving the John or no? But I mean, like, in reality, it's like, really, how do you get in an accident on the? You know what I mean? And I know how it happens. I get it.
For sure. Jordan got jet skis. We go out. I didn't, but he go.
Jordan don't jet ski in the off season, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, he got them though. That's my point. He just owns them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But he owns them, and their safety is a way to be safe with them. Hypothetically, if he rode them, he's safe on them for sure.
I mean, I think the three of us need to test those ski-doos out.
I think that's the case. I think when the next time I come down to Florida,
Sterling might hit me while I'm sitting still and shit.
On the knee, on the knee,
right on the knee.
Yeah. But with that being said, I mean, we haven't even really gotten to the thralls of training camp yet. We already got someone on injured reserve out for the season. I hope that's not any indication of what's to come. I mean, the Bills were injury-ridden last year, as we know. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah, my bad. This is the part that really does suck about it all, though, because you're talking about him being on injury reserve, but it's also is that he's an older running back. It's not like he's, 22, 23, where this happens, and you got to, because typically ACL injuries and stuff like that, people come back after that first year, but it's the second year that they're really themselves again.
Right.
Is he going to be himself again? Is he going to regain the type of form that he has? And the Bills, I'm telling you, I don't know, I can't speak as far as them bringing him out the backfield, but they were very excited about him being the main return guy this year. They were very excited about that. So it's a big loss. Like, this is not, this isn't just like, okay, we got a body on injury. This is a big deal.
For sure. And now, I guess, the good news is that you could throw Deontay Hardy back there. You could throw Khalil Shakir back there. I mean, I don't think you're going to get the same production out of Khalil Shakir, but I think Deontay Hardy was an all-pro.
I was going to say he's all-pro. Yeah.
It opens the door for some guys that we went and got that can do it in the offseason. But unfortunately, we were comfortable with him as a fan base and as a coaching staff. I'm sure they were comfortable with him, and you don't have that comfortability anymore.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying
so,
there.
There's one more thing I want to talk to y'all about. So I was doing some reading, and Utah's coach was when in an interview, he was saying that Dalton Kincaid can run the same routes just like Travis Kelce, has similar hands, and it got me thinking. I know, for me, I don't know about y'all, but for me, it's one of those things where I'm trying not to get excited about Dalton Kincaid, too excited, because I don't want to be let down. But the film that I watched in the pre-draft process, you see the guy play, and it's he's smooth. He can. It looks like Travis Kelce, but I'm trying not to the fandom in me says I'm trying not to get excited. Can they really implement him into this offense like we think he should be involved? And I'm just here, but we're getting close, and we're going to start hearing about Dalton Kincaid in training camp, catching balls with the first team. We're going to see it all. So before we even jump into training camp, we're going to be talking about that the next few weeks. What do y'all really think about Dalton Kincaid, his impact? Spence, we'll start with you, then Jeremy will end with you on that.
Well, for me, I don't watch college. So, and I don't have a problem admitting that, but he had two monster games. He had one against Colorado. I think he had 5 receptions for 100 yards and a touchdown. Then he had another one where he caught every pass thrown his way. I think he had 12 or 11 receptions or something. Is it USC? I thought it was Oregon when he had it don't matter. But the point is he's one of the best pass catchers in football, in college football. So just knowing that, but I don't know enough about the dude to be excited. So the way I'm looking at it is I'm looking at it like the Bills are basically coming back into this season with pretty much the same offense without Devin Singletary, without Isaiah McKenzie. And that's how I'm looking at it. Was I happy last year without? Yes and no. There was a lot of good things, but there's some things that I was not too happy with. So I don't know. For me, I would have loved for them to match that $13 million that DeAndre Hopkins got, or I would have loved, I don't know. There's weapons, man, and I don't even know who's still free agents, if there's any weapons now. Last year when that trade went down for Calvin Ridley, I think he got it for a second rounder. Go get him, man. Why are we always sitting and it'd be certain deals that it's if they would have told Brandon Beane that, it's come on, we couldn't. So I don't know. I just feel like we're not being aggressive enough as far as that. Now, if Dalton turns out to be the dude, then okay, I'll shut up. But I don't know enough about him to really be that excited.
So you would say, as of right now, you're on the side of skeptic or show me.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Sure.
That's fair. Jeremy?
I think when you get taken in the first round, you generally have the talent and skill to impact. Calling him Travis Kelce is a bit unfair, but he's a problem. He's a matchup problem. And what I like about the signing is that we're going to run a lot more 12, which is going to help the running offense out more. And so that's what I'm going to enjoy about the signing, more so than whatever amount of yards that Kincaid did. He can break for. I mean, he can break in this offense that what I see running this year. He can break for a good 600 yards this year. I wouldn't be surprised at that, but it just depends on how they use him. I kind of compare it to like drafting a first round guy, an offensive guy. I kind of compare it to good teams in the NFL. Like once you get to the playoffs, everybody in the playoffs is good. So can you execute when it matters? Can the Bills get him the ball? Is Dalton the guy when it matters in the NFL? Like
Right.
that's just, I mean, that's what it comes down to. I'm not a skeptic. I have high hopes for him. I like the offense they're going to run with him. And so I like the pick in general. I don't disagree with Spence. Yeah, they need to be a little bit more aggressive as some of these guys, in my opinion. But I don't think that has to do with Dalton. I think Dalton's going to have a good year.
Yeah, I agree. I did want to bring this up. Daniel asked on a serious question, and I guess that we can kind of in out and ride out on this one. But how do you guys feel about the coaching staff from an X and O position? Because now, we don't have our defensive coordinator from the last 7 years or whatever. Second year for our offensive coordinator.
My bad. I think he finished his question down here on two down. He had cut off.
But I mean, it still ties in, so I can even still tie it in with what he's adding. So, but it's like, so we're without our defensive coordinator, our offensive coordinator now, it's the second season. And I don't think that they utilize the tight end position as it is anyway. So now you add another tight end. So Dan is asking, do you all believe our coaching staff from an X's and O's standpoint can take advantage of our new 2-threat tight end? I personally, I don't believe it yet. So that's why that's probably really why I'm not excited.
From my standpoint, it's like you drafted him to take advantage of a 2 tight end set. That's why you drafted him. So in my head, I have to believe that Dorsey that's his like main goal this offseason was to implement a 12 personnel. So, and then move him around. You can run him in 11. But for me to say, I don't believe that he can do it. Do I think he's a good enough coach? I don't know, but that's what he's going to do. He's going to try to implement a 12 personnel this year. And so I think they're going to try. I don't know if he's good enough to do it.
Yeah. I don't need him to try. I need him to do it. I need him to do it. And here's the deal. I think Ken Dorsey had some plus moments this past season. He had some moments. I think that, he went back. I'm not expecting him to be perfect, but when you trade up to draft Dalton Kincaid in the first round, and you mean to tell me that man ain't going to get touches because of the offensive coordinator? That's a problem. Like if it comes down, if we're saying this at the end of the season, Dorsey's got to go. He's got to go because he's failing to and he's failing to get these guys involved in the offense. It's a problem with Stephon Diggs has a problem with it. We traded for Naheem Hines. Couldn't from an X's and O's standpoint. Yeah. Look back at 2013 to 2015 Carolina Panthers to say, yeah, and Ken Dorsey was a part of that staff. Yeah, they used 12 personnel a lot. Like, it just sounds like, you look at the Bills now, it's like they're trying to replicate everything they did in Carolina. And the league has changed. That's one of the concerns I have. Like, you're going to have to, you got to. There is no, like, getting cute. I don't want to see that. Like, one of the things I appreciate about Brian Daboll is that dude was constantly coming up with ways to get people to ball. Like, it never looked the same. I didn't see that creativity with Dorsey, and that's my problem. Like, we're going to have Ken Dorsey calling this offense, and we're going to – what happens when we go through the lulls, right? Because every offensive team does. They go through these little highs and lows. What happens – what are the lows going to look like in this offense? And he's got to answer the call.
I agree with you. I think the thing that he has to put together is like Dorsey has to either get a little bit more creative if we want to throw the ball as much as we have, or we have to implement a run game that's conducive to our 12 personnel. And that's what I like about the 12 personnel. Do I need to see it from him? Absolutely. I agree with you that at the end of the year, if we're asking why is Kincaid and Gabe Davis and all these guys not getting involved with the offense, if our running game is still not great, I would agree that he wouldn't be on my coaching staff anymore. But that's up to Obviously, that's not up to me.
And I'm not gonna pick on Matt, but this is the kind of mess that I'm tired of seeing and reading. Like giving him more time. Like, dude, how you've been around the league? You were an ex-quarterback. You may not have called plays, but you've been around long enough to be able to create a creative offense that is not mundane and get your best players the ball. Like, nah, I'm not gonna give him more time. Like, dude, you're wasting.
This is his more time. This is his more time. You got one more year for that.
Don't waste it. Like,
because to me,
that, bro.
I'm agreeing with you, Strohs, and all love to Matt. Matt is the big dog at Buffalo Rumblers. In case the people don't know, he's the editor in chief, and he runs the website and the articles and all the fun stuff that you see from Buffalo Rumblers. But not to pick on him, but I'm going to agree with Sterling here too. And the reason why, you have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs in their primes at the same time on the same team. You don't hire a first-year coordinator.
Right.
When you're in the Super Bowl window of the primes of your two best offensive players. So, like, is he good?
I'm pretty sure that was Josh's call, though.
No, and I'm sure, but there's some things that you allow your quarterback to, you allow your quarterback to call the shots on. There are some things, but then there's other things where it's like, nah, man, look, we're in this window. We don't have time for the growing pains. We need to kind of just get there. Now, after we win a couple, then okay, we can give Ken a shot a few years down the line. But right now, like, we have the team, we have the defense, we have it. So you're wasting. And I know that's probably a rough way to say it, but I mean, you just wasted a year of Josh Allen's career. He had a great statistical season, but what I'm saying is, if we would have played the entire season the way he called those first two games, I think the Buffalo Bills would be we would talk about the ending of the season completely different.
Can I throw something in there on that?
Was
it more so? The offense last year was good. It was statistically, it was one of the top 3 offenses in the league. I think you have to say that's because of Josh Allen more than anything, and Stephon Diggs. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not giving Ken Dorsey the benefit of the doubt here. Like, Josh Allen, the beauty of Josh Allen is you could put him in any scheme and it's gonna work. So yeah, like, he was given a Ferrari. So what's the excuse going to be at the end of this season when we in the playoffs? Let's just play devil's advocate. We lose to the Chiefs or we lose to the Bengals. Those are the only 2 teams that, in my mind, that could beat Buffalo in the playoffs. What's the excuse going to be? Well, we need more time. What's it going to be?
No, he doesn't get more time.
That's what I'm saying.
I will say at the end of I gave him that year, and if your feeling out season got us to the AFC Divisional Championship, I'm good. For me, I'm good with it. Your next season, you have to be better, and because you were one of the downfalls of why we didn't play well towards the end of the year offensively. So you have to be better towards the end of the year. I have to see it. If you aren't that, then there's no reason to keep you past the second year.
Yeah, I agree. Zach of all trades says, he said the first few games last season was a lot better creatively. They became stagnant, though. I'm not excusing Dorsey, but I'm sure this season will be a lot better. And it's okay to have optimism. Like, I just, and when it comes to the process, I don't really trust the process. I'm skeptical of the process because I need to see the process give me more results. I'm tired. I'm tired of going home in the playoffs. Like, you should want Super Bowl. I don't know why as we're just okay with making the playoffs. Being one of the best regular season teams. Yeah, that was the Colts with Peyton Manning, best regular season teams, and then losing the. I don't want that. I want my team to win a Super Bowl, and I want you to do everything you can to win a Super Bowl.
Wait a minute now.
It's true, though. It's true. I love Peyton Manning. I love Peyton Manning.
I feel you, but I disagree, bro. Like, see, and when I say this, I'm coming straight for your chest. Like, I'm talking to you directly. This is why I have an issue with cats like you, who be Bills fans, who ain't put in that sorrow. And I ain't talking about. I'm not saying you're not a real. I know you're a real Bills fan. I'm not questioning that. But we had to live in Buffalo when this shit was bad, right? We it was bad, and we had to live there when it was bad. And you gonna come here and tell me Nah, it ain't about being good and making the playoffs. The hell is not. I'm tired of standing out there in the damn rain and the cold and shit when we losing every goddamn. Like, nah, man, I'm over that. I'm over that. I will take a good team consistently and hope that the ball bounces our way a couple times here and there 1 year or 2 years and we win the Super Bowl because we're good and we're in a position rather than us just, man, you got me messed up.
We
bro.
talk about
You
tweaks,
were
right?
bad.
Like people want to flip a whole script because you didn't win the division. Like brother, just make a couple tweaks. If Ken Dorsey is the issue to make a couple tweaks, all right, at the end of the year, let's get rid of it. I'm not, but so a lot of people in Buffalo, we need to get this new this, new that. They would like get our head coach out here. No, I'm not on that train. Absolutely not.
I'm just saying. I agree with you, Sterls. I love you, but that
look,
one part, you got a little twist.
No.
It was bad, Sterls. It was bad. The dude from and I'm gonna show you how bad it was. Like, so it's a steakhouse off of Transit. It's the Russell Steakhouse. It used to be so bad. Salvatore's. It was so bad that Salvatore's used to buy. He would buy the rest of the tickets because the game was blacked out. He would buy the tickets and give them away just so we could watch it at home. That's how bad, dude, the game was blacked out. And Bill's I get it. We talk all this shit, man. Dude, the games used to be blacked out until rich people came through and said, I'm going to buy the tickets so it's not blacked out and either give them away or at least the tickets is paid for so the game can still be on TV. That's happened. And we got people acting like, now granted, there were years because we had certain players that we still went. But don't act like we can't act like for 17 years that we just sold out games when we was 3-13. Get the hell out of here with that, man.
What you're saying
Salvatore used to buy tickets. So when I'm telling you, what I'm saying is screw what you talking about. F that, bro.
I've been a winner. So
what you're saying is there was a gentrification process of the Bills. Got it.
I've been in the playoffs since I got here, so I can't really feel with you. My bad.
No, it's just good debate, man. It's good debate.
It is.
Look, skeptical of the process. I am. I'm just skeptical of it. I want a Super Bowl. I want a Super Bowl just like everybody else, and I'm sick and tired of giving people benefit of the doubt, buddy. I'm done. You're gonna have to show me. You got to show me, but. That wraps up the show for this week, man. We done did it. We did it again. Yeah, another episode of the Chop Up in the books.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're getting closer to training camp.
It's here.
It's here. Football season's back.
It's here. Yeah. For those listening by podcast form, when y'all listening to this today is training camp. So hey, let's get to it. I'm ready, dog. I'm so ready. I don't think I've been ready for the start of a season like this. I don't think I've ever been this ready. Like I'm excited this year.
I'm excited for the grind. I was a little bit more overly optimistic last year going into it because I was like, it's Super Bowl this year. That was like in my head all at the beginning of last year. But this year, I know it's going to be a grind, but I think that I'm super I'm excited to see where this team goes because I think they can go wherever they want. They just got to put it together.
Did y'all see what Dan said? Didn't talk about my fantasy team. Y'all must be scared.
You're out of sight, out of mind with your team, bro.
What we scared of? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Why he text me talking about, so okay, what are you asking for Tyreek Hill? I'm like, you don't have the players on your roster to get Tyreek Hill for me, bro.
He tried to get Jamar Chase with some bums.
Shout out to Dan Frederick and everybody in our league. We have to talk about it at some point. We got a league is the three of us. Dan Frederick, Sarah is in it. The Mafia cast is in it. Justice is in it. So we got to talk about it at some point, man. It's been 3 weeks in a row now that we've been supposed to talk about the show.
When I wiped Sterling week 1, we talk about that.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
White, but absolute walk in the park.
I appreciate you, fam, but that ain't gonna happen, dog.
Sarah ain't gonna talk to me after the way I'm gonna do her week 1. I'm gonna tell you right now, she ain't gonna talk to me. She probably ain't even in the comments no more because she know how bad week 1.
You gonna do her like that, huh?
It's gonna be just filthy, just filthy. She gonna quit the league. She gonna quit the league.
She gonna quit the league. Dang.
That's how it's gonna be.
You got to put a wager on that.
Oh, it's whatever. You know, I'm about to bet. I'm about to bet.
You got to put a wager on it. Say it with your whole chest.
I've been talking with my chest the whole night. You talking about you tired of just making the playoffs? Are you out your damn?
You're damn straight. You're damn straight.
Hey, I just want y'all to know everybody can't talk to Stros like that, and everybody can't talk to me like that. We just love each other. It's different. But look, we gonna get on out of here
all day.
Y'all know how we do it. It's your boy Jay Spencer King with my chop up crew, my man Stros for the girls, Jeremiah Poyer, and we are about to get out of here. Y'all love each other, take care of each other, and live in peace. And as always, stay positive, test negative. Let me get a go Bills.
Go Bills.
Let's go.